What would it take to transform your life? To transform Kurdistan? To transform the world? I'm Lena Kay, and I empower people to transform their lives and maximize their potential so that they can achieve what they want. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 steps that I use to transform any area of my life. It's what my friends, my family, and clients use to transform their health, relationships, business, finance, and anything else. I'll also share with you why it is relevant in Kurdistan today. But first, I want to tell you a story about a little Kurdish boy who's a refugee. Born in Erbil, the doctors told his mother that he had died in her belly and that he will be stillborn. His mother gave birth, the doctor announced him dead and walked out the room. A nurse came in, slapped him a few times, and he started to cry. A few years later, when Saddam was bombing the Kurds with chemical warfare, the little boy's family decided to flee to Europe. They went horseback through mountains, they were smuggled into Iran, and eventually end up in London as refugees of war. He went to school, college, university, and by that time his family were working class and weren't the wealthiest, so he got a part-time job while he was in university, because London is one of the most expensive cities in the world to live in. The company he was working for saw leadership skills in him. They offered him money to leave university. He did. He managed 10 gambling establishments in London, and he'd done that for several years before he moved on to business banking. And again, they saw leadership skills, and they promoted him to be team leader. Everything looked good on the outside, but on the inside, there was a storm brewing. Have you ever put a smile on your face when on the inside there's a storm? Turbulent relationships with his family led him to be thrown out. And he found himself depressed, with a brain tumor, suffering from anxiety, living in a homeless hostel, and highly medicated by doctors. In his mid-20s, he had a breakdown. He went from corporate leadership to living on benefits. He hated his life, he hated his situation. He was in pain, and he wanted change so badly, but things seemed to go from bad to worse. Every time he took a step forward, something happened that took him 2 steps back. He was spiraling into darkness and addiction. Then one day, he discovered a video on YouTube that changed his life forever. It was talking about the power of the mind and how you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a creator of them. He thought, how could this be? You mean I created my misery? I created my pain? I created my brain tumor? He thought, surely someone would have told me this information. So he done some research into science, religion, spirituality. What he found difficult to find was any evidence against this. You see, physics says that reality is created from your perception. Neuroscience says your brain controls your biochemistry. Religion says you are created in the image and likeness of the Creator. And spirituality says that life doesn't happen to you, it happens from you. He liked the idea. He thought, if I created my own hardship, maybe I can uncreate them. Against the advice of the doctors, he decided to come off the medication and he started to self-heal. What does this mean? It means he was able to create better results in his biochemistry using his mind than the medicated drugs. He got better. He repaired the relationships with his family. He replaced his television with books. and he improved his relationship with money. See, no one told him the most powerful knowledge that helped him change his life. Not the education system, not religion, not the government, and nobody around him. And now he discovered this powerful truth. He wanted to share it with everyone he could. He trained, he coached, and he helped other people to develop who they are so they can achieve what they want. You see, that little boy was statistically destined to lose. Statistically as a refugee, statistically as someone who suffered from depression and countless other illnesses, statistically as someone on the benefit system. But he decided to change his life, and the only way he found out he could do that was by changing the way he thinks. Now, everything in that story is true, except for one factor. The little boy was actually a little girl, and that little girl was me.